Hi, I hope all is well with you and you're staying safe. This week, we lay in Parshas Vayeira, where we are taught the epic episode of Akedas Yitzchak, where Avram Avinu is commanded to take his beloved son and bring him as a korban. It's the 10th of the trials that Avram Avinu had to pass. And as we all know the story, just before he's about to slaughter his son Yitzchak, the Malach calls out and says, Vayomer, al tishlach yodcha el hana'ar, ve'al ta'aseh lo me'umah, ki ato yadati, ki yirei Elokim ata. Don't stretch out your hand and don't harm the child, for now I know that you're a Yirei Shemayim. Think about it. It's a very strange statement. There were 10 tests. The test of the Kivshana Eish. Avram Avinu allowed himself to be thrown into the fiery furnace. That wasn't proof enough that he was a Yirei Hashem. Only the Akedah, the 10th trial, that is what proved. All the other trials were, should I say, meaningless? And the Vilna Gaon explains that our mitzvos are measured by the degree in which we find them difficult to perform because they run against our nature. And I'll say that again. The value of a mitzvah is based on how difficult it is for us to perform based on our natural inclinations. For Avram Avinu, Hachnasas Orchim was pretty natural. Not that we're taking it for granted, because he certainly went me'al u'me'aver, way above the call of duty. But it was part of his natural DNA. Sacrificing his son went totally against everything he believed in, everything he represented, and all of his inner inclinations. And because he was willing to unquestionably just follow the command of the Ribono Shel Olam, that ultimately proved that he was a Yirei Shemayim. It's now a little more than just 2 weeks after the Yom Narayim, after Sukkot. And all of us made some type of a Kabbalah during those times. And now 2.5 weeks later, perhaps we look in the mirror and we are not 100% happy with our performance. And we think maybe we're failing. I think it's important for us to be able to look at this Akedah and look at the message of the Vilna Gaon. We may have made Kabbalos that are important, and because they're important, and because we recognized that we wanted to improve in those areas, they run against our natural inclination. For some people, to spend the time davening comes naturally. They love to daven. Other people find it very difficult. For some people, they love Shabbos. They love Shabbos meals. They love to sing Zmiros. They love to be able to sit around and schmooze. And other people find it very difficult and perhaps use the term that they find it boring. In all areas of our lives, in all aspects of the mitzvos that the Ribono Shel Olam gives us, some of us find them easier and some of us find them more difficult. In the areas that we find difficult is where we score the greatest success in showing that we are Yirei Shemayim. That doesn't belittle the things that come naturally, because in all areas, we always have to make an effort. Even the person who loves to daven has to make an effort to daven. And even the person who loves to be sociable and loves to be friendly, nevertheless, an effort has to be made. So certainly they are mitzvos that people get the credit for performing. But the mitzvos that we find difficult, those are our greatest achievements. And if we find ourselves perhaps underachieving in those areas, we have to be patient with ourselves. We have to give ourselves some slack. And we have to try just a little harder today than perhaps we tried yesterday, and realize that in those areas, it's an uphill climb. And as Shlomo HaMelech said, Sheva Yipol Tzaddik V'kam. A tzaddik can fall 7 times, but what makes him or her a tzaddik is that he's willing to get up and try again. That's all the Rebbeinu Shalom wants us to do. He wants us to keep trying until we succeed and not to give up. The Yetzer Hara wants us to give up. The Rebbeinu Shalom wants us to keep trying over and over again. And as we always said, a little at a time, just moving in a positive direction, one step at a time. And don't look at the past, look at the future. Regardless of what I accomplished or what I didn't accomplish yesterday, today, tomorrow is another opportunity for me to reach towards that greatness that ultimately I would like to achieve. So Mitzvah Hashem, if we dive into the Rebbeinu Shalom, ask him for that siyata d'shmaya, and to continue to plow ahead to be able to ultimately reach those successful pinnacles that we so much would like to reach. Have a wonderful day and a Shabbat Shalom.